Y10K Fractured. Chapter 1. His Majesty King Emerald Storm the Tenth was sitting quietly in state in the palace throne room, considering the sheaf of papers in his hands. Mincorus had just been ushered into the king's presence to deliver them documents from his late master. The messenger had reached the ship 2 days ago. Lord Irylan of Lormus Castle in the kingdom of Centrania on the Renata was dead. His Majesty had granted no permission to speak. Silence stretched, long enough to become uncomfortable, then painful, as he turned each page in measured succession. At last, the old stallion sighed heavily and set the documents aside on a small table between the thrones. The queen was elsewhere, entertaining several ladies from Mincorus' retinue. Lord Lormus is dead? The king asked. The messenger reached the ship 2 days before we docked, Your Majesty. His lordship had been dead only hours at that point. Mincorus replied, then fell silent again, awaiting further address. The king sighed once more and cast a sideways glance at the papers. His lordship was quite determined on his course, always level-headed, timely in his advice to this throne. And now, this. He paused, frowning slightly. These actions will no doubt unsettle both Starmus and Starimnan. I cannot fathom what was in his mind. He leaned back slightly, eyes distant. Still, Eorylon was always this way, several steps ahead, long before any of us realized there was even a game being played. Forever plotting, forever planning. His gaze drifted again. One wonders if he didn't have some inkling of what was to come. The words lingered. Mincorus did not answer immediately. His lordship was not himself toward the end, he said, choosing each word with care. There were moments of clarity, and others that were less so. Delirium? At times, Your Majesty. A beat passed. Mincorus did not elaborate. The king studied him a moment longer, then reached for the documents, flipping through several. The dates on these are over a year old, and yet, his brow furrowed, it is almost as though Irylan was reading my mind on certain matters. He glanced up again. Unless you are suggesting he had begun losing his faculties well before his death, then there is something up here I do not yet see. Mincorus inclined his head slightly. I would not presume to judge the extent of his lordship's condition, Majesty. Careful, neutral, useless. The king set the pages down again, more deliberately this time. It is as if he knew, not the moment perhaps, that death was approaching. A pause. Some of this borders foresight. I begin to wonder if he had access to someone capable of such things. Mincorus' jaw tightened just slightly. His expression did not change. My only other conclusion is treachery, the king continued, that he suspected it, perhaps even knew it, that someone in his own household meant him harm. The king's voice carried frustration now, though it remained controlled. Lord Irylan's death was no small loss. Mincorus held still beneath it. No, the king said at last, more firmly. There is more here than meets the eye. Lord Lormus was crafting something, a stratagem. He knew something was coming for him. Perhaps not when, but soon. He rose slightly from his seat, decision settling into place. We depart in the morning. I will see this matter uncovered. Menkhoros bowed. As you command, Majesty. He was dismissed and taken to his quarters for the night. They stood beneath the Titan stone likeness looming above them, just as it had in life. It was quiet, calm, peaceful. It had always been that way. They made his muzzle too long, Starimnan observed after a moment, studying the statue. Not surprising, Starmus replied. Father never had patience for portraits or sculptures. The artists had to work from memory. I imagine this one took the opportunity to settle a score. His gaze drifted to the second statue, smaller, older. Their mother stood beside their father now, their stone forms joined in hand atop the stone plinth that sealed the crypt door. Within, twin sarcophagi bore their likenesses, each containing what remained of them. Their mother had been gone 20 years. He lived a long life, Starimnan said quietly. Starmus exhaled. 270 years, much longer than most stallions of this age. I doubt we will see the same. With plagues sweeping through every few years, Starimnan gave a faint, humorless breath. Unlikely. Starmus was silent for a moment longer. Then the irritation surfaced. I still don't understand what Father was thinking. His voice hardened. This is our home. You think you are upset? Starimnan turned toward him. After being trapped in this castle for years while our father made one questionable decision after another, what's my reward? Exile to the coastal estates while he secures you a position at court? Don't talk to me about exile, Starmus snapped. The coast is not the edge of the world. It's actually one of the better places to live. Unless Larchwood gets his way, Starimnan cut in. He's pushing for all areas beyond the valley to be declared forfeit, abandoned. Claims the plagues come in from outside and wants to seal us all in here. A bitter edge crept into his voice. What then? I live with you, dependent upon your kindness? You think I'd let that fool hold the king's ear for even a second with that nonsense? Starmus turned on him. Starimnan didn't answer. He looked back up at the statue. The carved face gazed down at them, blank, unmoved, and somehow faintly amused. What was he thinking? Starimnan muttered. There is something behind this. Our father was a genius, Starmus said, in ways most of us couldn't follow. Even when he explained himself, he was always ahead of us. That is what made him who he was. Starimnan let out a low, irritated breath. And now he's where all heroes end up. Starmus frowned. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm fed up with hearing you worship him, Starimnan shot back. He was a stallion. He was a smart one, yes, but not some myth. He aged, he got sick, and now he's dead. His voice sharpened. And in his final days, I'd say he was losing his mind. I was the one here taking care of him while you were enjoying yourself. So I was enjoying myself while also being in exile? Starimnan cut in. You know exactly what I mean, Starmus snapped. Don't make yourself any denser than necessary. Safe travels.